Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the area of ABFM. Okay, everyone, what are we going to deal with today? As we were already done with the entire module C, so it's all about the revision classes for this particular entire module C. Overall, house module C is a mix. That's what I would say. It's a mix of good chapters and bad chapters. Good chapters in one sense that in the good chapters, what do we do? In the good chapters, we have numerical plus theory, which is very easy. And then in the bad chapters, or I would say there are no bad chapters, but a little difficult ones, where we have both. That means where we have difficult parts as well as easy parts. So in that particular area, we have to be very broad-minded. How are we going to deal with all those chapters, right? So before I continue with this class, please go ahead and like this particular session because uh, you are the source of motivation. So little things that you do is definitely more acknowledged. Acha, everybody, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, please download it. It is helpful for everybody as you will be able to get all the updates regarding our courses. If you have already purchased the paid classes, then you can watch all the paid there. And if you haven't purchased it yet, then you can purchase it through the app because you will get accumulated coins which can be used as a discount for you. While we talk about all these things, then we can definitely look forward towards our topic as well. So let's continue and talk about module C altogether now. So each and every question would belong to a different area altogether. Which of the following valuation is the best valuation for owner occupied non-income producing resident bungalow? Uh, Discounted cash flows, direct sales comparison, profit approach, or hypothetical construction plan. In this situation, what exactly is happening, everyone? Matlab, one particular thing that is happening is कि पता है, I live in that house. Obviously, if I'm living in that house, one thing that is absolutely clear is that there would be what? Since the house is mine, there is no income generation on it. But I would like to know if I would have, then what would have been the value, है ना? Because ultimately, when I'm selling something, it is very important that when I'm selling it, that people would like to buy it even, na? And the valuation of it is known to me, है ना? So if I'm not putting it on a rental basis, how do I find it? Simple. If I know that I live in a sector which is near to the commercial area, one particular area is this, a plus point, near the offices or near the um, major checkpoints of the city, then that's a good point. Next is my neighbors, है ना? If I look at my neighbors, they also have a similar house and they decided to sell it. They had been keeping on rent while I was always living in the house, but they gave their house on rent. Through the rent, their earnings were नहीं मतलब they decided to sell the house. They had a big ground floor which they covered up to 70%. Then up to 70% of covering we also have. ठीक है, first point check. Then second floor is also prepared. We also have done that. But we have bigger balconies as compared to them on the front side as well as back side. They just have it on the front side. Then we have a plus point here. So we can say कि अच्छा, whatever their price would be, I'll get 5% more. Then on the top floor, They have all the three rooms, or 3 or 4, whatever rooms are there. It is completely covered, but we covered the only 2 rooms, and we have kept it that we have kept some terrace area for gardening and all. So they said ki acha, this is where your coverage is a little lesser than theirs. Okay. Then somehow we have a greater parking space, they have a little limited parking space. Okay, then that is our plus point. But when they sold that particular area, they had just recently modified their washrooms, and the particular area was made in a very good way. The accessories were awesome, and the place was good. So ultimately, we can add up to 10% on the basis of their false ceilings as well as all these things. So as I said, that what's your price? They said the quote that we were given was 3 crores. Okay, for the entire house. So it would be definitely more than that, but let's just give it that way. Okay, then what will happen? We can give our quote more than that or less than that by adjusting all the things. This is direct sales comparison. Because you're not getting any cash flows, you cannot put any expected cash flows because this is your house, है ना, in which you're always living. When you're living in that house, then it's just not possible to do it, isn't it? That's called direct sales comparison. Which of the following amounts to direct costs and is included in the replacement cost? Material expense, finance expense, legal or license? Direct cost. Direct cost is basically the specific cost which is related to the area of production. पता है? Then material expense is related to the area of raw material that is required. That can be the one. क्योंकि financial charges in the finance area. The loan and everything else is in finance area. This is not even included in the cost accounting, but they just ignore the finance accounting. According to them, finance accounting is already covering it. They are worried about only the cost of production, nothing more, nothing less. Then we have the legal cost. Legal cost is not included again. This is a regular day-to-day expense which you have to do because you have people to cater. And then license cost is also the same. So I will go for the just material cost. Either way you use any kind of working there, this would be the answer ultimately. What are the 3 main approaches for estimating growth patterns when valuing a company? Achha, when you're valuing a company, then what are the particular models? 2-stage, 3-stage, end stage, stable, moderate, high, current, past, future, and low growth, moderate, and high growth. Growth is bound to happen, but what should be the pace of it? How do we decide it? But basically, na, sometimes organizations would be because they are getting older or something, they have a stable growth rate. And once you are in the beginning of the entire work, then you have this, that is moderate growth rate. And normally we have high growth rate as well. When the work is actually in our favor, na, then it is called high growth rate. Stable, moderate, high. In the 3-stage model, what does the interim period represent? What do you mean by interim period, everyone? Interim is basically the one which is related to the area of interim, even in terms of the books of accounts, na, this is between 2 financial years. Why do we say 2 financial years? Basically, na, on 31st of March the year end, but during the year if someone felt that nahi, we would like to issue dividend, nahi, we would like to start we would like to do our listing matlab we are trying to get into SEBI's listing, and we can raise our money through the public dealings, through the public finances, that is through shares and securities. For that we need to basically for this we need to get ourselves adjusted through the area of the government. We need them to enlist us, that is interim. Then if we are doing it now, at that point of time we are providing our cash flow statement, our books of accounts, everything has to be given to the SEBI, and when the listing is done, then you get to enjoy the public dealing, the public finances. And during this period you get that particular Acha, in three-stage model, what do they say? This is basically, matlab, I told you about the interim period, but what about the three-stage model? Under the three-stage model, what do they say? Under this specific three-stage model, they are saying that a period of consistent high growth, a time to be to get sustained growth, or a period of stable growth, or an interim period for valuation adjustment. In the three-stage model, what does interim period represent? So this is basically a period of sustained growth. Sustained matlab the growth is there, but there's a specific way it has been growing. It's fine. What defines the companies with moderate growth based on the specific area of relative to the economy? Acha, what defines the moderate growth on their rate relative to the economy? Okay, with an 8 to 10%. Acha, we have done this kind of question, but in a different way. I hope you remember that. I just remembered it. Equal to 8 to 10% of the nominal growth rate. मतलब ना देखिए, think about it. If the soil is good, the plant will definitely grow. In the same way, when we talk about our economy, if the economy is growing, then obviously the person will also grow. The industry will also grow altogether, because everybody has money, then people will get demand of their particular goods in the market. But if the market is down, then whatever you do, if the economy doesn't have money, whatever you do, the money will not be helpful. That's a very normal thing. There is nothing tedious about it. Okay, ठीक है. This happens with every organization. For example, during the COVID period, there were certain organizations which were growing, but as soon as the COVID ended, their growth also stabilized, because it was just for that particular period that they grew extraordinarily, and that was the point where they made good money as well. You know, equal to the economy's nominal growth, less than 5% of the economy's growth, or 15%. मतलब this is how the companies have a moderate growth is up to 8 to 10% of the economy. ठीक है, मतलब this is the relative growth rate. If one thing is growing, then other thing will always grow. It's basically one of the basic scenarios. ठीक है? Now comes the next point. What's the next point? This is, what effect does the removal of legal barriers to entry have on a competitive advantage? Competitive advantage means I have something which my competitor doesn't have. For example, I'm a person who really loves social media. Okay, and then what happens is I see Instagram, I see Facebook, and I see Snapchat. And the most of the people who are on the younger side now, they would have definitely used it. But all the people who are currently in the mid age, or the people who are old now, they're all on Facebook, because Facebook turned out to be one of the biggest sensations in terms of the internet for connecting people. What happened is, the particular era of Snapchat, they introduced something called streak, which was very fascinating for the kids, because they need something now. Streak was basically, if I'm sending you a snap, then that particular snap is something which is snap. Every day I'm keeping on sending it, we develop a streak. That streak is for every single day. There's a fire kind of thing that would be shown, and then it is 1 2 3 so kids find it very fascinating. I had been having a particular snap with someone over 4 years, 3 years, and kids had been doing this particular thing of Snapchat was so popular that this particular thing plus the filters introduced had always been the favors of the kids. And then when we talk about Snapchat, which is used by the then Facebook is used by the elders. This is where what is happening. Facebook, Instagram couldn't introduce this streaks for cheese, because na, this was something which was patented by Snapchat. So they all introduced the filters and everything else which was similar to Snapchat, but they couldn't introduce one of those things. That was this only, the streaks. So technically, can you see that there are competitive advantages of one organization? That is why, despite not being very big as compared to Facebook, it has been still surviving and thriving in the world. True, enhances the competitive advantage, gradually erodes competitive advantage, has no impact on competitive advantage, causes competitive advantage to vanish suddenly. Um, Now that was the area of patent which they have. What effect does the removal of legal barriers to entry? If you remove the legal barrier, you will lose your uh, legal benefits. If they didn't have the patent wala benefit, then what would have happened? Without the patent wala benefit, they would have faced a lot of problems. Reason that their uniqueness would have been gone. Everybody would have been the same. Everybody is just like each other. So then, how do you have a competitive advantage over other? Even if you lose your patent, even patents are one of the things which are strongest, right? How can management impact the erosion of the company's competitive advantage? Hanji, how can management impact the erosion of the company's competitive advantage? Management is the one that makes and breaks the organization. Always remember that. Your leader is gonna be the one who's gonna lead and who's gonna make the organization grow, and they can definitely hit the organization too. By eliminating entry barriers, by predicting future growth rate, then we have the era of the prediction of growth rate, by developing strategies to make new markets, or by reducing manufacturing costs. What's going to be the answer? The answer in this specific area is related to the area of impact of erosion of competitive advantage. Then obviously everybody in the market is totally same. Then everybody will enter the market. Simple. By developing strategies for new markets. Now it's done. You will want something new. है ना? Done. Let's move on. When making valuations, market based approaches should not be used when the size of the company is insufficient, when a company's assets are lower than its liabilities, in the event that there are significant and unprecedented shifts in the market price, when it is challenging to provide an accurate estimation of realizable value in the event of going concern. When making valuations, see, market based valuations should not be used where the market is too unstable. Always remember, if the market is very challenging, it is very shifting, how can you find it as a base for finding the valuations? The valuations will go absolutely wrong if you're making it through that. That's one of the basic concerns of every organization. So, technically, in the event with that there are significant and unprecedented shifts in the market price, is the answer. Okay? Acha, that's it for the day, everyone. We'll be continuing with all these things tomorrow as well. But before I end my session, have you reviewed our portal yet? If you haven't, then why? You should be definitely going through it, because there are so many benefits for all the bankers that we have introduced. And every single month, we are bringing different offers, different things for you, where you can take the benefit of our courses. So if you are looking forward to it, then please do not let such good opportunities go away, because every single time we bring up an opportunity, that is a way where we are telling you that yes, the CIIB wing activities very high, and you should be able to avail those benefits. See, this is our victory batch. Victory batch for the June examination has just been started, I believe. Now it is starting from 13th of Feb. That means you have time. Within this month, you will be able to start with the particular courses, and you can use the code Y541 and apply it, and you will get it for 77%, 5519 only. Please go ahead and buy it. This doesn't include the optional subject, but it includes the other subjects as well. So go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details, everyone. Thank you so much for being there. We'll be meeting in the next class tomorrow. Till then, please keep on sharing the sessions and liking it as well. Just a simple effort of yours definitely makes our day. Chaliye, this is for our victory batch, and if you're interested in the Mahapack, you have the Mahapack as well, which has all the optional subjects. Choose your optional subject on your own. Look all at all of them. There is no restriction that nahi you can look only the one you have chosen. Nothing of that sort. You can definitely go ahead and check out all the particular ones, so that at least you can decide without any issue here. Because ultimately, now the point is you should be able to choose your own optional subject, because that causes a lot of confusion, and this is where we solve your problem. We're giving all the specific courses here itself. So use this particular code, get it for 6 months, and this is for 7473, because you have all the optional subjects, all the test series, and even the previous recorded classes, bilingual English medium, everything open, revision series, and everything already included. So go ahead and check it out on our website and our app for further details.